topic is invertible matrices, that is also called inverse of the matrices. So the definition is, if A is a square matrix of order M and if there exists another square matrix B of order M such that AB is equal to BA is equal to I. So basically what is this? If we are having two matrices of same order, right? It should be a square matrix first, and both should be of the same order. And when we find AB and BA, right, and both will be equal to the identity matrix. Okay, so in that case, only in that case, we will call B as the inverse of A as well as A is the inverse of B, right? And how we can denote the inverse, as suppose if we are talking about the inverse of A, so it will be denoted by A raised to power minus 1, that is A inverse. So let's start. First we will solve some theorems. So the first theorem is, that is uniqueness of inverse. What does it mean? Uniqueness means, is there any other inverse exist? Like if I will find, like here I'm saying that A is the inverse of B and B is the inverse of A. Is there any other inverse exist? That is there any other inverse of A as well as of B? So this is not true, because inverse is always unique. But in this we have to prove this, right? So inverse of a square matrix, if it exists, is unique. All right. So let's start this theorem. Let's start the proof here. Let A be any square matrix of order M. In the general form, I am taking just an order M, and let, because we have to prove that it is unique. So first we will let some contradict thing. So that will be, we let B and C are two inverses of A, right? So we have to prove that now B is equal to C, because we have to prove that inverse is unique, right? So if it is unique, means B and C both are the same matrices. It means there is only one inverse. So let's start. Since we know that B is the inverse of A, if B is the inverse of A, it means from the definition, that is AB is equal to BA is equal to I, right? According to the definition. Similarly, if we are talking about that, if C is also the inverse of A, so as we have discussed that AC is equal to CA is equal to I, right? And we're naming these two equations like 1 and 2. Now we can write the B matrix as equal to B into identity, because when we multiply any matrix with the identity, it will be equal to that particular matrix. So we can write it as B is equal to BI. Now next, from equation 2, which was the second equation, yes, this one. So from equation 2, left hand side become as it is, and we can write it as B and AC, because identity, this one is equal to AC. So we can write in the place of I, we can write AC here, right? Now as you know that in the multiplication there is an associative property which verified in the multiplication of the matrices, that is, at this we are having the left hand side, we can write it as like the left hand side, right? So this will be, at the place of A we are having B here, and at the place of BC we are having AC here. So we can write according to the left hand side, it will be like BA C. All right, so we had right hand side, and we can write right hand side as left hand side. All right, now we will use the equation first. What is the equation first? This is AB is equal to BA is equal to I. Now BA is equal to I, we can write BA as I and C remain as it is. Now left hand side was B here. Now right hand side, when we again, as I told you that when we multiply identity with any matrix, that will be equal to that particular matrix. So that's all we need to prove, that we had two matrices. In the first, we let these two matrices are the inverses of A, but at last we proved that both are the equal matrices. It means there is only one matrix. You can say B or you can say C, both are the same matrices. It means there exists only one inverse always. That means the inverse is always unique. So I hope you got this theorem, you got this result that inverse is always unique. So let's start the second one. That is, if A and B are invertible matrices, invertible means inverse, right? A and B are invertible matrices of same order, then this result we have to prove. That is, AB inverse is equal to B inverse A inverse. All right. Now let's start the proof. From the definition of inverse, we know that is AB, and the inverse of AB is equal to 1, or you can say identity, right? Now, first step is pre-multiplying both sides with by A inverse. So let's multiply with A inverse here. That is, yes, let's start multiply with A inverse. That is A A inverse and AB as it is, and AB inverse as it is equal to, again we have to multiply both sides with A inverse, right? So this will be the equation after multiplying both sides by A inverse. Now after that, again we can apply that associative property here. So when we can apply it, it will be A inverse, like I'm copying from here. Yes, so it will be A inverse A, and we can put it in bracket, and after that there will be B, and then AB remain as it is, right? Equal to, and the right hand side will remain as it is. All right. Now you can see that we have applied the associative property here. That is, A inverse AB. We can write it as A inverse A and B, this one. All right. Now after that, this is, what is this? A inverse A. Now this will be identity. As we all know that A inverse A is identity, B matrix as it is, and AB minus 1. All right. Yes. Right. Now equal to right hand side as it is. This is our right hand side. Now next is identity into B. That is, it will be equal to only B matrix, right? And AB inverse as it is, this one, is equal to right hand side will remain as it is. All right. Now next is, now we will multiply both sides with B inverse. Now we will multiply both sides with B inverse. Now our next equation is, after multiplying with B inverse, that is B inverse B and AB as it is equal to, again on right hand side we will multiply with B inverse, and the remaining part, that is A inverse, remain as it is. All right, after multiplying it with B inverse both sides. All right. Now next part will be, now as you can see that B inverse B, that will be equal to identity, right? And AB inverse as it is, this one remain as it is, I can write it here, is equal to B inverse A inverse, like the right hand side will remain as it is. All right. Now next step is, as you know that when we multiply any matrix with identity, so that will equal to that particular matrix and equal to the right hand side remain as it is, right? So that's all we need to prove this, that is AB whole inverse is equal to B inverse A inverse. All right, this was our result. All right students, I hope these results are clear to you. These are very important results. We can use this result by solving the examples. So thank you so much. Next, in the next video, we will meet with some examples to find the inverse of the matrices. All right, thank you so much.